Kimberly Erickson, my wife since September 1990, has been a fine artist now for about the last 15 years. She began as an illustrator, but in 2008 she undertook a joint church project with her father, religious artist John Carroll Collier, in which she water-gilded an enormous frame with pure gold. This project took her more than 2 years to complete, but the finished creation may now be found at St. Peter's Church in Charlotte, North Carolina. After this, Kimberly began creating illustrations for my two children's books, Two Pay Mice and Tristan's Travels. Several years ago, Kimberly finally began working in her favorite medium, glass. When I returned from a study abroad journey to Europe last September, Kimberly expressed interest in one of my photographs from a vineyard and olive grove in beautiful and historic Frascati, Italy. She was inspired to translate the image into glass.
This piece is 8 by 10 and 3/4 of an inch thick. It was made with 5 separate layers. I started by taking a layer of clear glass and drawing the scene out with glass paint and firing it. Then I placed it underneath a second piece of clear glass and started to add color frit for a shadow effect of the background. I then fired that and started on my main layer, the third layer. It was covered in broken pieces glued in place, and after drying, I covered the layer in sections of colored frit to fill in the cracks. I brushed off the excess glass with a paintbrush so that only the original glass is showing, except for a few key spots. Then I fired this piece. The last 2 layers are clear glass with outlines of frit and broken glass to place the highlights of the painting. I fired these each individually. The last step and most fun is to put it all together. I move all my layers to the kiln. I take blocks of furniture and fiber paper to form the outline of the piece so that the glass will not flow out but stay in place. Then, to control the bubbles, I placed a layer of clear powdered glass on top of each layer. A couple more blocks to make sure that the sides stay in place, and then into the kiln for almost a 2-day firing. The end result is your layered piece. When the kiln is opened, I am nervous but excited to see how it will turn out. This piece turned out well, and I was very happy with it. Every piece I do, it feels a bit like Christmas. The colors change and the pieces come together to show a unique and beautiful piece. Okay, so I'm just going to break glass.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can I go?
Okay. Yes.
That was so exciting. All right.
Hi, this is Kimberly Erickson, and we're talking to her this afternoon in her beautiful studio at her home in Monmouth, Oregon. Today she's working on a fused glass project involving dahlias. And Kimberly, why don't you tell us a little bit about your current project and what your plans are for the future?